Hello again, this is Preheat. Welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. So today we're going to be talking about add-ons, and I know that you know that in Midnight, World of Warcraft is basically reducing the impact of add-ons in a big way. They are removing all sorts of things that allow you to have combat indicators, and essentially just trying to bring players back to the cooldown manager, which they have. You can see it on my screen here, and other features that are built in that they're trying to improve. Now, of course, these tools are still on the way, right? The damage meter still isn't working yet, but there are features that are working at least, and you can use add-ons to take those features and actually make them look much better. So as you can see here on my screen, this is Midnight Beta, and it doesn't quite look like default UI. My health indicator here is just showing me the amount of health I have. I don't have a portrait or class on there. Also, my target one has like the buffs and debuffs and just their target health. So I've basically distilled this down to just the stuff that I need. Essentially, the idea with this is I just want to make my UI look like it looked in game, like on retail. Now, of course, I don't have weak auras, and the functionality here is a bit limited. But I want to show you today how you can set up your UI as well on the beta. So if you're doing testing in the next couple days, or if you want to run dungeons, that way you can actually look at the game and get the information you need out of it without having all the extra fluff that's built into the default UI. I will say it's not perfect, right? The default UI is definitely a ways off, and weak auras not having those, you definitely feel that. But you can at least make something that works for you, and with the new simplified combat, I think it's going to be serviceable for most players. Speaking of that, boot.dev is today's video sponsor. If you want to become more than just an AI jockey, you can learn back-end web development through their hands-on RPG-like experience. They offer interactive lessons on Python, SQL, TypeScript, and more. This is a new service made by fans of World of Warcraft. Go to boot.dev and use code Preheat to get 25% off your entire first year on the annual plan. Now, I'll tell you something about me personally. I'm someone who usually needs to trick myself to make things interesting if I want to learn something. And boot.dev turns courses into quest chains where you unlock experience and achievements. You can also rank up on their global leaderboard if you want to get competitive with it. I have a degree in computer science, and I wish back then when I was learning to code, I had a tool like this. All of the content is free to read and watch. The paid membership just unlocks interactive features like hands-on coding, AI assistance, progress tracking, and game mechanics. They also come with a 30-day no questions asked refund policy. So if you're looking to learn backend to find a career in development, or maybe you're just looking for something fun and interesting, give them a try. In the spirit of making things fun and interactive, I've hidden a code for a free year of boot.dev in this clip, so whoever finds it first gets that. Link will be in the description below for everyone else, and there'll be a QR code as well on your TV if you want to scan that. Now, back to the video. Okay, so let's start by breaking down what each of these add-ons are, and I will make sure to include links to them in the description below, and also a string if you want to just take my import. But the first thing you need if you want to make your UI look good is going to be this one right here that creates your player and target frame. This one is called BetterBlizzFrames. So this does have a version that works on Midnight. It's actually an add-on that was used for PvP before, and it took the default UI and made changes to it. And that's why this actually works on the Midnight beta, is that it's not recreating your frames. It's using the existing one, and it's manipulating them in different ways. So in-game, it has a ton of features, and honestly, the UI is kind of a mess, so don't worry too much about this. All you need to do is type /BBF, and then you can go down here, and you can click Import. You're going to click this box right here to the right of import. You're going to paste in the string, and then you're going to click import. And that does most of the work for you. Now, if you want to change stuff, there are a lot of options here, and you can use the search in the top right. I've kind of fiddled with mine a little bit to try and make something work. I start with the import that THC shared with me, and then I've been kind of modifying it to see how I want this to look. But I think I've kind of landed on something that I'm happy with. All right, next up is going to be your nameplates. This is how you target your enemies in combat. So we have stuff that's like, if the mob is elite, if it's casting, what our target is, what sort of buffs and debuffs they have, this sort of stuff. It's all included in this add-on. The name of it is Platinator. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But basically, you just download this add-on, and then once you're in game, you can just choose a style. Now, I will say that the Hedgehog theme already just out of the box looked pretty good to me. But I've went ahead and taken that theme and then further customized it here. You can see the customization options that are available, like putting the name and also behavior. This is very important. Whenever you first set this up, you're going to have everyone's nameplates, even friendlies. Make sure that you turn the friendly ones off. If you don't want to see those, right, you can just uncheck it right here on the player one or friendly NPCs. And that is going to allow you to have these nice frames whenever you're in combat. Now, I currently have my nameplate set to not stack because there are just so many enemies, as you can see in this screen cap right here. So many enemies that if you have these stacking, they'll just like take up your entire screen. And the stacking logic on the default Blizzard nameplates is really bad right now. So I highly recommend that you either just get used to the overlapping nameplates, or if you do use stacking, that you make your nameplates really, really small so that you don't have issues with that. All right, next up is an addon that is absolutely essential if you have any sort of resources that you're tracking. So this is going to be for those arcane mages or anyone who's playing other classes and specs. This is called Sensei Class Resources. You can see it here on my screen. I've got my Fury showing in the middle there, and also my Souls below. This is on my Devourer, and I'm having a lot of fun on Devourer. Make sure you check it out if you haven't already. But I'll go ahead and show it on the screen here. So the addon is called Sensei Class Resources bar, all one word. Just download this. And then once you have it, the way that you modify this thing, it's really easy. You just go into edit mode, and then they actually have made it and rigged it onto edit mode. So you'll find these little bars like this. There's also one for your health if you want it. And then you can change them individually. So like for instance, for the health bar, I have that one hidden. And then down here, secondary resource bar, and I have a primary resource bar that's underneath my cast bar. And then you can change all sort of settings in here, just like manipulate however you want. My favorite feature here is you can actually sync the width of this thing with your utility cooldowns. So if you want this to be like nice and wide, like your utility, just match that distance there, you can do that, and then get it all rigged in here together, and it looks really, really good. The addon that I'm using to make my icons look like they look with these squares, it's kind of like an LVUI kind of esque theme, are part of this package here. So it's mask. You have to have the mask addon. And then you also need to have mask blizzard bars and mask LVUI-esque. So once you have mask and the two other ones that I just listed, you can come in here and then you can set it to LVUI-esque. Once you've done that, all of them will look nice. And you can obviously change this too if you want to make them all a different theme. But I like this one. So if you want to make your UI look like mine, just do mask blizzard bars, and mask LVUI-esque. Now, since raid testing is coming up soon, I know a lot of you are used to having raid timers that look like this. This is done through bigwigs, and if you want it for dungeons, obviously get lil wigs also, but essentially what this does is it takes the new blizzard bar that goes across your screen at the top and has all the icons like the timeline one, which is the default, and then it breaks it down into these separate bars, and you can just place those wherever you want, and that way it looks more like what you're used to. So the name of this addon is Bigwigs Encounter Tools, and make sure that whenever you get this that you're getting the 12.0 version. While you're at it, I also recommend that you get Bug Sack and also Bug Grabber, because even if you have no addons on the beta, you will get addon errors all the time, and it's super annoying. They pop up, they take up your whole screen, or they keep clicking at the very top of your screen telling you that you have errors. And there's really no way to get around that. It just happens because it's beta. So just download these two addons and turn them on, and that way you get a nice little icon up here on your map where the errors go instead, and your screen is free and you can just play without having a constant annoyance. Another nice quality of life addon is Liatrix Plus. You're probably familiar with this one if you've been playing WoW for a bit, but this one now supports the beta. And if you type /LTP, you get this little menu here. If you click system, make sure to turn on max camera zoom. And then I also like the enhanced minimap because it makes your minimap square like this. If you're used to it being square, you can see a little bit more area there too. Now, obviously, you can change other stuff in here too, like automating quests, selling junk, repairing. But this is just like a fantastic addon, and I always have this addon. I'm very happy that they've updated this one for beta. Another addon that I want to show off that I'm not actually using is one that you can use to change your cooldown manager in its orientation. There's another addon I want to show off that I'm not actually using, but some of y'all might be interested in this. It's called Cooldown Manager Tweaks. So if you install this addon and then you type /CMT into the chat, you can change how your cooldowns are oriented here. It's got one for essential, one for utility. And basically how this works is if you comma separate them, it kind of gives them like their own bar. So you can see here how I have these set up, and I can even make it like a little star configuration. So if you're looking to have more freedom in your cooldown manager, this is probably the best way to do it. Although I will say I don't personally use this one because I just like to have them be just bars like normal. But for those of you who are interested, definitely check this one out as well. All right, so if you are choosing to just use my import strings, what you're going to do is click the link in the description for my Discord, and then after that, you're going to launch Discord. And then in here, there's going to be a pinned message in the UI Setup Help channel. You're going to click this, you're going to click the pinned message. That'll bring you to this link here, and we have all of the links to all the addons we talked about. And then down below, we have the strings. So the first one you're probably going to want to get is the BetterBlizzFrames export. You're going to click this right here, this download button. That's going to download a text file, and you're going to open this text file. You're going to copy the entire contents, okay? And then you're going to type /BBF. You're going to click import. You're going to paste it in right here. and you're going to click import. Okay. And so that one is done that way. And then after that, you're going to go in here and, you know, if you're playing mage, you probably want to grab this copy of the export. If you're playing mage, you probably want to grab the edit mode for mage. You can just click this icon up here in the top right. That'll copy it. This one is for devourer right here. And all of these are labeled and they have little notes as well. And then down below, we have the Platinator export. Just go ahead and grab that for the nameplates. And at the very bottom, I have the Cooldown Manager export for Frost Mage and Devourer, since those are the 2 specs I've been playing most. And if you have any questions about this stuff, please use this channel. Okay, UI Setup Help, that's what it's for. So whenever I see these messages here, if it's something that I need help with, I'll go ahead and leave a message. And then other people in my Discord also tend to help. And if you want to help people too, once you've got it set up, you know, feel free to do that as well. All right, and that's going to do it for today. So hopefully with all of these add-ons and my strings, you will be ready for the testing coming in the beta soon, and it will ease you into the new era of World of Warcraft where we don't have as much combat hooks in our add-ons and all that stuff. I really, really hope that Blizzard comes up with the damage meter soon, because I've been having to just log everything and just check the log to see what's actually happening in the dungeons. But yeah, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and hopefully I see you in the next one.